Nice to see you back here. As we mentioned last week, today we're going to be talking about silicone and sulphate shampoos. And by the end of today's video, you're going to understand why we say it's okay to use silicone and sulphate shampoos. You might be thinking, what is he saying? Everyone is using silicone-free, sulphate-free. Are you saying they're wrong? No, that's not what I'm saying, but do you know why they say that? We want our followers to be smart consumers, to understand why they use the products they use, or not use the ones they use. This is why the channel exists. So, today we're going to be exploring the pros and cons of using silicone and sulphate shampoos. Let's talk about silicone shampoos first. No, let's talk about silicones. What are silicones? Silicones are basically chemical compounds of silicone and oxygen. They are found in many products, including hair care and skin care. The easiest way to think of them is how they provide a coating for the hair as a barrier. They do not melt with water well, so it can be hard to wash them off effectively. However, contrary to misconceptions, they are non-toxic and do not clog our skin pores. Why are they found in so many products then? Because the ability to coat the hair gives us various usages for silicone, for example hair repair. The most notable is how it acts as a barrier to prevent moisture loss in the hair. The science behind this is that it decreases the porosity of our hair, so while the shampoo replenishes the moisture content in the damaged hair, it also forms a coat to prevent loss of moisture. So why do so many people say we shouldn't use silicone shampoos? This is because some silicone substances are difficult to wash off. If we use low-grade shampoos, residue ends up accumulating in the hair. To remove them, we end up having to use very strong shampoos, which some of us may dislike. We are talking about sulphate-based shampoos, or some of you may know them as clarifying shampoos, which may lead to other issues like scalp irritation or overstripping of moisture. The other major reason is the environmental one, the issue of bioaccumulation. Environmentalists discourage the use of silicone products because these compounds eventually accumulate in organisms, not humans mind you, ending up toxic for the environment. If we don't consider environmental concerns, do we still need to avoid using silicone shampoos? Well, this is where it depends. If you have a simple hair care regimen, it's advisable to go for silicone-free shampoos, so you don't have to juggle with the complexities of hair care products. Furthermore, if you have thin hair, you're going to want to avoid using silicone products because they're going to make your hair look and feel heavier. Also, if residue builds up easily on your scalp or hair, be it from the environment or the total of your hair care products, then silicone-free is going to be one problem less for you. By the way, if that's you, then you're going to want to stay tuned for sulphate shampoos. But why use silicone shampoos? Well, for one, it actually smoothens thick and coarse hair, thus giving you less tangles, more control. The more important reason to use is how it protects the hair from loss of moisture. Many conditioners and treatments leverage on how silicone gives a protective barrier around the hair strands, while their moisturizing ingredients repair any damage the hair has suffered. So, if we don't mind using silicone shampoos, how should we get rid of the residue buildup? Well, with sulphate shampoos of course. Which brings us to the question, should we use sulphate shampoos? It still surprises me to know that some people still think of sulfates as this. Well, sorry to bust marketing tactics, but sulfates are really just this, really effective surfactants, compounds that mix well with both water and oil. What is fact, however, you probably already know this, is that sulphate shampoos are really strong in cleansing our hair and scalp. So strong they might become an irritant for some. You may also know that sulphate is highly accessible, which means most shampoos will contain sulphate. The pros and cons of using sulphate shampoos are easier to understand. Pros, they are very strong in cleansing strength. They are recommended to remove residue from the hair for anyone who uses silicone shampoos, or for guys, sorry, if you use hair wax or gel on a daily basis, you're gonna need to use them. On the flip side, sulphate shampoos are so strong, they remove essential water and oil content from the scalp, which can cause dryness in the scalp, which leads to other issues. If anyone has told you to buy shampoos other than those from neighborhood shops or supermarket, then they are worried that you are overexposing yourself to sulphate compounds. So, should we use sulphate shampoos or not? Well, definitely don't use them every day. What I recommend is you use them once a week. Think of it as like exfoliating, right? You use every few days to remove any dead skin excess sebum. Sulphates can also help to remove grime and dirt, so your other hair care products can work more effectively. In conclusion, there's nothing wrong with using silicone or sulphate shampoos. Not if you know what you're doing. If you have to take one thing away from this video, know that you can still use silicone shampoos for their benefits, such as hair damage repair, but make sure you have a good sulphate shampoo to wash off any residue. Both play important roles, so I don't think they deserve the bad name that everyone has been giving them. Also, although we've been talking about shampoo, it really applies to all hair care products, especially conditioners. So if you still want to avoid any silicone products, you really want to check, because some of the product pairings comes where the shampoo is silicone-free but not the conditioner or treatment. Of course, if your heart is green and you also gives birth to earthy flowers. Then we're gonna introduce to you some silicone-free shampoos next week, and you might be surprised because you might already be using them. So if you are new to the channel, don't miss it. Give the channel a subscribe if this video has been useful, and you'll be notified on next week's episode too. Thank you all for watching this far, and we'll see you real soon. Meanwhile, stay happy and smile.